Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, the themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my virtual co-host,
Dulcé Sloan! Crack, 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 crack. Bop, 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 bop.
So guys, we are doing this remotely today. We're testing things out.
We're testing things out because, you know, your girl's on the road a lot, and we want to be able to bring things to you any way that we can. So we're going to try out this remote little sketch to see how she pops off.
I know. And I feel like we're real podcasters now.
We're real
this is what people think podcasting is. It's like doing it over video and have headphones on.
Well, the fact that there's a video aspect to podcasting is crazy because it's like we're watching the radio. You know, we've got a couple of announcements.
Yes. Go.
So you want to make sure to hit subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Spotify, Apples, or wherever you get your podcast. And don't forget, we are in the middle of our Road to 10,000 Sarangees campaign. And help us hit 10,000 Sarangees by February the 26th of 2026. So tell your friends about us and have them join. We also have our official fan club, Club Sarangees on Substack. That's chasingkdramas.substack.com, where you can get bonus content and read our newsletter for $6 a month. How have you been, Chrissy? What you been up to? Chrissy is in a new location.
In a new location.
Chrissy
Hence, honestly, that's why we're doing the remote recording, just because, so I moved about almost 2 weeks ago, which is crazy. It's already been 2 weeks, but we have to yet still set up the situation. And I'm going to New York tomorrow to run the marathon. So there's just like a lot happening. But I've been good. Just a little stressed with the move and stuff. But after next week, I feel like I'll be in a much better place. How about you?
Well, I just got back. So I got back from New York yesterday. And so on Thursday, I went to San Francisco to do a panel at the SF MoMA. On Friday, I went to Austin because the movie that I'm in, The Long Shot, that I shot last summer in Austin, had a premiere at the Austin Film Festival. So I couldn't go in Dallas because I got sick. And so I was in Austin over the weekend, and we were like teenage acting a fool. We were at 3 different bars. We were outside. There was a boy, all kind of situations.
Ooh, there was a boy.
I met a boy. My friend met a boy. Her boys has more longevity than the boy that I was hanging out with, which that is absolutely fine with me. We were looking for a husband, not a boy. And so just back on the road. I'm heading to Kirksville, Missouri, to do a college, I believe.
University.
Yes, Truman State.
Truman State. Nice.
So Baldwin Hall at Truman State, and then I'm going to be at New York Comedy Club in Stamford, Connecticut, November 14th to the 15th, and then the 16th I'm going to be in St. Louis, Missouri for the Flyover Comedy Festival. And I just added a mic drop in San Diego on November 21st to the 22nd. And then I'm going to be at Vermont Comedy Club December the 5th and 6th. So, and then I've got new
December
dates. Listen, how did we get here? How did we get here?
Know.
How are we on our third drama chase? This is crazy. We are very excited because today's drama chase.
Yes.
We're diving into episode 5 of Genie Make-A-Wish. And our key moments are Halmoni becomes young again. Genie grants wishes for Bokyung and Sangtae.
Bokyung and Sangtae.
And Ka Young starts remembering her past lives.
Yes. It's so I said this last time too, but I really, really am enjoying this drama. And I'm just not saying that. Like it's really entertaining. Like
it's very
fun.
entertaining. It's a little meta because I like reference things, and I actually finished it last night, and so this morning I did the rewatch, and so
oh my god, so I'm going like I'm watching one by one, so I'm not, so everything. Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how you feel about the ending of this.
Oh no. Oh
Yeah,
no. What does
because
this mean?
it's gonna be interesting because I do. So first of all, I am loving grandma as a young girl.
Oh
You know, because
yes.
when Ka Young makes her second wish, she makes wishes for grandma to become her age again, but on a schedule, right?
he's like he's like, you're scheduling your wish. You want it
Which makes
granted in
sense
3 days. You're
because
booking it in advance.
all about rules. She's all about rules. And so Ka Young tells Halmoni to tell all of the other Halmonis that she's. So Ka Young tells Halmoni they're going to Hawaii.
Yes, yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
she gets all excited and she starts bragging to the other Halmonis at the rec center yoga class. And it's so cute because they tell her to pack kimchi for the trip. And I can tell you, if I ever see Koreans out and about, when I'm on a trip, if they're on a trip, the kimchi's coming out the bag. The
I
kimchi
know.
was
I know.
packed. It
Packed
was
and ready to go.
packed and ready.
My mom always sends me the red pepper flakes, the gochugaru. So I bring that every time I come home from South Carolina. I'll like have it in my bag, and I'm like, you know.
But there's
it's
a
great.
million Korean grocery stores here.
I know, but the pepper paste, or sorry, the pepper flakes, we have
Yes.
ones from Korea. So every time they go to Korea, they'll buy like a special one. They'll go drive. I think this version that we're using now is from like a small little village in Korea where they went. They actually drove out to get the special pepper flakes because you can't get it anywhere else.
And listen, it was so funny watching. It was Bon appetit, Your Majesty, because for so long it was like, these peppers are dangerous. These peppers are dangerous. They're poisonous. And then now people are driving out to the middle of nowhere to get their hands on the highest quality of pepper down. So I think that is
cracks me
absolutely
up.
hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's so cute because it's just like, because I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to like carry like if we were gonna go have like I distinctly remember I was going to get like breakfast somewhere, and she had like hot sauce and marmalade, orange marmalade in her bag,
Yeah.
like in her
Yeah.
purse, and she was like, "This is what I like to eat with this," and
It's
I was
so
like, "You
smart.
know what? Run it."
Honestly,
I hate going somewhere and they're
so
like,
smart.
"Well, I hate going somewhere we ask for hot sauce and it's just like we have Tabasco and sriracha," and I'm like,
Did you notice that one grandma, her friend, was like really annoyed and kind of jealous of her? And I was like, does this have a meaning? You
"Oh,
remember
the
when
mean one."
the mean?
Because
No, like, she
who's
wasn't even trying to be mean. I feel like she was just like kind of sad. She was like, my grandkids or my children only take me to the doctor in Seoul. They don't plan a trip for me. And she was getting all pouty, and I was like, oh, it was kind of
Well, all
weird,
the
right?
grandmas seem to be a little like salty about that whole trip situation. Like all of them seem to be like, "Well, she's taking you. My grandkids do this. My daughter does this," and she's like, "Okay, well, I'm going to Hawaii." So,
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but what it looks like is that we have a brand new hater in the building.
So then we jump to the grocery store lady, Umsun, right? Oh God, the lady who won't go away. I feel like
She
she's just kind of, yeah,
she's having a hard time.
she really is. But she is at the grocery store with her mother-in-law, who's one of Halmoni's friends. Umsun is super busy and like kind of distracted because she's trying to get in touch with her daughter, who is studying in Seoul. Okay, so she is what they call a 재수생, which is someone who's already tried applying for college but didn't make it, so they're restudying again. So she's like studying for the second time to get into school.
So old girl, like she's in her daughter's apartment. The apartment's trash, it's full of soju bottles. She finds a pregnancy test, and the daughter's like, "I'm not going back to college." And she was like, "I worked so hard for you to have these privileges that I didn't have." But she
Yeah.
says, and she remembers, before this, me and my daughter were so close.
I know. And that made me so sad. And she's just like, when I was a cashier, we never fought. So she is regretful in a way. But then, Genie appears and he's like, hey, I'm here. Do you want to use your last wish? You could always go back. You could always make things back to the way it was, right? Because she's showing remorse, right? She's sad. And then she's like, nope, actually, it'd be a waste. And you kind of, again, see like human nature at its
Right.
almost worst, like how she's just like, meh, I'm okay. Like, I'm sad, but I'll figure it out. Like, I don't want to waste my wish. Or like, okay, she hasn't learned her lesson.
But like she could have wished for like, because you have the job that you're not good at. then you and your daughter have a bad relationship.
Yeah.
So she could have wished for a better relation, because she could have wished for a better relationship with her daughter. She could have, because now you wonder why she was part-time for 20 years. Maybe she wasn't a good cashier. Well, we cut over and then we see that the wish has been granted.
Yes. Okay. So,
And Halmoni,
like, Ka Young is like doing this again. She's like,
she's counting. It's like 1,004, 1,005,
and then she starts
1,006.
rubbing the lamp, and she's like, "My wish. Did you grant the wish? My wish. I scheduled it." And he's like, we have 3 seconds left, and then it's so cute. I love
Lights, boom, boom. Here we go. And then Halmoni stands up and she's like, because she's talking about like her back brace, and she's like, "Oh, why is this so loose?" And she gets up and she has to tighten it. And Ka Young's like, "Halmoni, you were this pretty?" Because Halmoni talks about like how when she was younger she could have been Miss Korea.
Yeah.
She had these options, and so she sees herself in the mirror, and Ka Young goes, "If you're gonna fall, do it to your left." And she does accommodate because there's a pillow, and she faints like 5 times, right, left and right, left and right. But she thanks God. She thanks Buddha. She thanks the Virgin Mary. She thanks God. And then Ka Young goes, "It was actually someone from the Middle East." And it was actually Satan.
So I have to say, all the interactions with Halmoni, Genie's like hovering. He'll like slide in and he's just like watching and he's smiling, which I kind of love. And he's like smirking the entire time and he's watching this like happen. But
it also seems like he's very happy to like. It seems like with the other wishes, it's like he seems so happy with Ka Young's wishes, and it was like, is this the corruption angle? Because when he comes over, because he was like, "Yeah, it was me," and she was like, "It was the young men." It's like, "I'm the woman that had the young men falling all over for her." She's like, "And I'm gonna go wear Ka Young's pretty clothes," and then she runs to the closet and she's like, "Which one is Chanel?" And because from watching Korean dramas, I could see that Chanel is very popular.
Everyone loves Chanel.
Everyone's in a knit. I know.
Everyone's in like a faux Chanel situation.
Everyone's in a suit, in a nice little suit. Very, like, whereas, like, it's, the skirt is short, but it's still conservative. But she runs to the closet, and she is so happy to be young again. And you can just see Ka Young being, like, so happy. Because these are the moments where just, like, she really is happy for Grandma. Because because her whole plan was, like, when Grandma dies, I'm going to die. Because there's no rules now. And I told Grandma that I wouldn't hurt anybody, I wouldn't kill anybody, so I have to die too, right?
Yeah. So she's like realizing that she has a chance too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if her grandma is going to live with her forever or if they age together, she has a chance. I think to your earlier point about Genie being so happy with Ka Young's wishes, it's kind of counter, right? Because his whole goal is to kill her, and he wants humans to be bad. Mm-hmm. So for everyone's like, he believes humans are corrupt, he wants them to be corrupt. So it's kind of like opposite, because I almost feel like when he's granting wishes for the other humans, he's like it's not sadness, it's just kind of disgust in a way. But then Ka Young, you would think he would be disgusted with Ka Young because he's going against what he wants, right? Because she's doing selfless wishes, which is something that he doesn't like, right? He technically shouldn't like, which is interesting. But I think the actress, too, who plays Halmoni, young Halmoni, An Eun-jin, she's so talented. She was in Hospital Playlist. That's what I remember her from the most. I really, really liked her character, but she is in a bunch of stuff. I think she's going to be in another drama where she's like the leading lady. But it's really fun watching her and her accent. Her like Halmoni, her old like Saturi accent is so on point.
So the accent is for someone who would be speaking an older version of Korean?
It's not older. It's Saturi, so it's kind of like a country accent. So it's what Halmoni speak in, because they're from a small town, right? They're from a small town. And mostly those people, depending on the region, you have an accent of sorts. So it's like a Halmoni
So it's like just like anywhere where it's like rural area versus city. So it's like a country versus a city accent.
Yeah.
So then we get to see.
Oh my God. Sorry, Angel and Genie, these like fight scenes, I'm like, they're cute, they're fun, they're eye candy. I mean, Angel Neem. Very attractive man.
Angel Neem is attractive, but it's also like, oh, he's actually the villain. Like, we're starting to see like, oh, he's not a nice guy, because the crows go and tell Edom, was it Edom?
Edom.
That Ka Young made a righteous wish.
Yeah, they have spies everywhere, all the crows. It's also interesting because crows are like, crows aren't, that doesn't signify, it doesn't signify something good, right? It's like crow's kind of bad, no?
No, I think that crows are, so when crows are very
like
smart,
crow is like Halloween.
I think maybe, but like scarecrows were like, I can't figure out, like sometimes crows are like, this is bad. But the day that I learned that like crows are so smart they can hold a grudge. I love a crow that holds a grudge. But does this have anything to do with, because like in K-pop Demon Hunter there's what is that, a magpie?
It's a magpie. Yeah. Different.
I think, but I don't remember the name of that family, but it's like a raven, a crow, and a magpie. All those birds are like, have like a common ancestor.
That makes sense. Oh yeah,
because they're all very They're all very smart, and they all like will communicate, and they all like travel in packs, and they'll teach their young things. But I don't know the significance of I know there's always a crow in a horror movie.
These crows are kind of spies. So like we said, we think Angel's kind of like villainy, right? But
he is, but our owls, I know, like in because I was watching the show Reservation Dogs, and every time they showed an owl on the show, they'd have to block the eyes out. Like they'd blur the eyes out like a witness. So because I think they're bad luck, and you can't. I didn't know owls were bad luck. I thought they were wise and they Tootsie Rolls.
I love owls.
I always thought. Listen, they always have a degree.
They're smart.
They always ask the question.
Yeah, he had a little hat. He had a graduation cap on.
Because they would tell him at graduation it'd be like an owl, because it was supposed to be like a wise old owl. Because if you're thinking like Winnie the Pooh, the owl was supposed to be. He was
also Athena. Athena had an owl.
Maybe that's why the scholarliness of an owl. Okay, that makes sense. So they're spots. So apparently owls are wise and crows are nosy. And vultures can't be trusted, and maybe they're kind of dumb. I don't know. You can't get all your information about animals from cartoons. But we pop up. Old boy ain't got no shirt on.
Okay, so we have to talk about this scene. I was like, okay, so they're giving a new version of the gratuitous shower scene, because my God, he was sweaty. He was looking good. I was like, oh, this is a nice little break.
Because she asked him, why is he working out so much? And he said it's because he feels like he needs to use his wings more and his clothes are tight. And she was like, well, are you going to use the wings naked? And he's like, they keep tearing up my clothes. And he was at, every new outfit is like 700 liters of water, 70 liters of water or something like that. And so she was like, so you're going to have your wings naked? I was like, the man ain't naked just because he got a shirt off.
He appears in Genie's lamp. He comes to Genie's house just out of nowhere, which I would be very offended if my mortal enemy just was able to pop into my home like that. Their relationship is very childish. They're truly like siblings.
Yes.
Little bratty kids just getting back at each other. But
because you can't tell which one's because technically Angel Nim would be the older brother because he was born the day before.
Yes. But so Angel comes to warn Genie, saying, hey, like, I hear you're doing these crazy wishes. Like, you need to stop meddling in humans, because you can't turn humans into dogs, and you can't like change old people into young people, because there's going to be consequences that you're going to have to face, you know, and it affects everything.
And he goes, and then Genie goes, stop gassing me. And he's like, it's gaslighting. And he's like, oh, whatever. All these
and he's like, Sade, you've tricked me, because Sade, he's getting all of his information from Sade, but Sade's also not that smart. So it's so funny. I loved it. But then Angel's just like, you know, like, you have no value anymore. Like you're operating in like the old times. Like this is like modern day times. You can't do these things. And then Genie's like, I'm gonna prove you that I'm right. Like, you're wrong. And then God, and then you hear someone calling Genie's name, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm so sorry. Daniel Henney. Oh my God. So it's Daniel Henney, who's a dog, or who was a dog, who's now a human.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically like, Genie, please help me. Like, you have to give me the skills to be able to navigate human life.
Also, you have to give me an ID. You have to give me money. Like, because I think about this all the time. It's like when we get like pets, it's just like, okay. Like, it's like when you go to like the vet, like your pet has your last name, right? In their system.
Oh, I've never had a pet. Oh, I had Willie, but again, we clipped Willie's wings at home, so I guess he was Willie Choi, but yeah, I never took.
But like, yeah, so when I would take
like,
when I would take Queen Esther and Miracle to the vet, it'd be like Queen Esther Sloan, Miracle Sloan, in the system. And then Mama was like,
so cute.
"Well, it should be my name," and I was like, "Well, she lives at my house, so let's." She could be Hill Sloan, but she's like, "That sounds crazy." I was like, "I know what to tell you." But yeah, so when you go to the vet, and then like that's when I started using and I think that's when they started using the term pet parent, and
pet parent.
Because I love that he said that he's a he's talking about how fancy and purebred he is because he said my father was a British show dog, so I'm bilingual.
So because Daniel Henney keeps on going back, it's what we call Konglish when we go back and forth from Korean and English. So he's
like
almost kind of
Spanglish.
like Spanglish, yeah. So it's Konglish, and because he's speaking English, Genie's just like, oh, like what is with this? Like, what's with your like speaking? Like, what's happening?
But have you seen the videos on TikTok where somebody has adopted a dog that only speaks Spanish?
Oh, is it like because the owner has only spoken Spanish?
The original
and
owner
he's just
spoke
very,
Spanish.
like,
So this guy gets this dog. He's like, "Hey, I think these folks done sold me a Spanish dog," and he'd be like, "Sit." And the dog does when he go, "Siéntate," and the dog will sit, and he'd be like, "Come, dog, don't move." He'd be like, "Bente," and the dog will come to him, and he's like, "Good boy." He said, "I mean, bien boy," and it's bien niño, and it is very funny. But he's like, "I need ID, I need money."
So then Genie's like, you know what? I'll do even better. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get you. So you're going to become a person who doesn't even need the idea, right? We're going to get you you're going to become a person who has a helper, like a driver, an assistant who could assist you with everything. So then it flashes to a really nice car pulling up at the convenience store. And a very attractive cameo, Kim Jun, the actor, comes out.
Now, who is he?
Kim Jun is a very attractive man. I've always thought he was so fucking hot. He looks extra good coming out of that car. And Genie's like narrating. He's like, the assistant will always have slicked back hair and always wear a suit. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter the weather. He's got a suit on.
You see him opening the car door, and then Daniel Henney walks out. He looks great. And then there's these kids, these like high school kids who are watching. And this was, I thought was interesting. They're vaping. So usually in Korea, I thought it was a little edgy to have a little, like there was a lot of smoking because nowadays in current, I guess in non-cable dramas, they stopped showing people smoking and stuff. But the vaping, I was like, well, this is very modern. And, everyone
come on,
vapes
popcorn
in Korea.
lung. And then this is my girl what moment.
Yes.
Because he comes over to them and was like, "Hey, you were mean to this dog." Also, I've never understood like being mean to an animal like that. Like if an animal's coming up to you, especially like a cocker spaniel, that's
so
not
cute.
That's not a street dog. Like this dog had an owner. That's like if a Persian cat walked up to you outside and it's like, "Oh, you shouldn't be here."
It's so
cute.
It's so funny, and he starts biting him.
I love it. He starts biting them, and they get into this fight, and then he tosses money at them for their hospital bills, and goes, "And don't touch another dog again." He said, "Yeah, you kicked this dog a Hopper Spaniel." And they're like, "Yeah, so," and he's like, "Well, and then just starts biting the leg. And I don't know if you know this, but a human bite has more germs than a dog bite.
That makes sense.
I listen. I've never seen a person lick their own butt, so I don't know.
So moving on from the very fun scene, now we're back to Angel and Demon, and they're fighting again. Okay, so one of the things, Angel is in his office. Okay, it's a gorgeous office, and behind him there is this like beautiful painting of basically depicting the fight, right? The fight between the genie and the angel, right? And then he looks over and he sees sand coming from his safe. So he opens it and he realizes. Well, Genie comes out. Genie's the sand, and he pops out, and he's just like, I knew your password, which is 1004, which in Korean, or 1004, in Korean, it literally means 천사, which is angel. So 천 is 1,000, and sa is 4. So that's why the code was angel.
But he was saying that 4 meant death, too. So he was like,
4 means death. But 천사, the Korean word 천사, the Korean word for angel is 천사. 천 means 1,000 and 사 means 4. Genie is petty and like basically X's out all the eyes of the angels in the painting. So Angel's furious and he calls him a satanic asshole. Like it's a whole thing.
So I rewatched this today in English, with the dubbing on because I was working on other stuff. There's a lot of yelling in this episode.
They're yelling a lot.
There's a lot of yelling. It's so funny because in Korean it didn't seem to bother me.
Yeah.
But in English I'm like, damn, they yelling a lot. Like this is like. You asshole. And it's like, because they're doing so much emoting, but they're not the actor in the scene. So I don't know if they're like overcompensating.
Then we jump to Halmoni's glow up. She looks great. And this is so funny. So did you notice how Ka Young is washing her hair? So have you noticed in Korean dramas, a lot of women, like, have you seen scenes of like women washing their hair over like the sink or like, in the bathtub like that?
Well, I'd seen it in the bath because I know growing up we would wash our hair in the kitchen sink.
So
I just wash my hair in the shower.
Yeah, sometimes a lot of people do that because, they go to the bathhouses. They go to the sauna instead to bathe,
I can say that when I lived in Atlanta, I would prefer to go to the sauna to wash my hair. As opposed to doing it at my house. So you're saying you wash your hair at home. And then you wash your body at the sauna?
Yeah, I think back in the day, that's what they used to do.
Why wouldn't you just wash your hair also at the sauna?
You could. I don't know. Like, I think traditionally, like, if you watch a lot of the older Korean dramas, a lot of people would do that. So my mom, like, because you didn't go to the bathhouse all the time, right? So my mom would say, like, you would have to wash your hair. Like, what you do every day is, like, you come home and then you wash your face, wash your hair, and then you wash your feet before bed. Back in the day.
Wash your hair every day?
Sometimes you do. I mean, it depends. I think, everyone, I feel like some people, like everyone's texture is a little bit different. I have to wash my hair. I can't wash it every day, but I have to wash it every other day because it gets a little greasy.
Oh, that's a lot of work. We know our hair is naturally dry.
I know. So it's like the opposite of it. Yeah.
Absolutely the opposite. Absolutely opposite. But you just it's an act of Congress. I have to wet this thing down.
I know. It's such a thing. And then like white, like Caucasian folks, like my white friends, they have to wash their hair every day. If they don't, it looks like it is greasy. You're like, oh, okay. Yeah, they got to wash it every day.
My scalp does not produce oil.
Yeah, you can't get out of that. Like I feel like if you are white, you need to wash every day for sure your hair.
So Ka Young's washing her hair. And she runs out, soap still in the hair.
Because she hears like footsteps. It's so funny. She hears like it's freaking Halmoni like stealing her clothes. It's so great. I love it. It's like she's her sister,
Yes. And so she goes through her closet and she's like, She's like, a leather jacket in the summertime. And this outfit, a sundress, a leather jacket, Crocs, and a Chanel bag.
God bless her. It's fine. But basically, Halmoni is running around the city, right? The city, she's shopping. She is trying out her new body. She realizes, she can run without having back pain. She can run.
She's like, I'm not out of breath.
Yes. She jumps over a moped at one point. He tells her like, "Hey, young lady," and she's like, "Young lady, thank
She's
you."
like,
You know.
me? Ah! And so she has to go, okay. So she finally gets her home because she's gone shopping and she's running back and forth, running back and forth. And she was like, okay, we're going to lay down some rules. First of all, you cannot call your friends on your phone. You have to pretend you're visiting from Seoul.
Uh-huh.
And you have to speak with a Seoul accent.
Yeah, so in my
So you can't have this country accent. You have a Seoul accent. And then we give her a new name, Lee Miju. And the whole time, Janie's like, yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay, excuse me. And he was like, and she's like, what? And he's like, when's dinner? And like, why are you worrying about dinner? You don't even have to eat.
She was so mean to him.
Fun fact time, our segment time, deep dive
Fun
time.
facts. Deep facts. Fun facts.
So we'll talk about Suzy, our main character, Ka Young. So Suzy is one of those actresses who she's truly beloved in Korea. She is a former K-pop idol. She was in a group called Miss A. Very popular. I loved Miss A. They were a cute group. And then she started going into acting in 2011. And she was in a show that I absolutely loved. It was called Dream High. And Dream High actually created a lot of these stars. So IU, the singer I just talked about, she was in it. And Queen of Tears guy, Scandal Boy.
Oh boy. Yes.
It was like a teen drama about kids who are like high school students who are trying to become singers, like K-pop idols, but they went to a performing arts high school. Very popular, is really good. And then she was in a bunch of shows after that. One drama I watched was Goo Family Book. Really good, loved it. She was in Uncontrollably Fond in 2016 with Kim Woo-bin, who played her, who was the other lead. And she was in a couple other things. She was in Tuna in 2023, which was a Netflix drama. I did not watch that, but she was in that as well. So she was born in 1994. Her dad is a former coach of the Korean national youth taekwondo team.
Come on, taekwondo.
Yeah. So she first started as an online shopping model, and she was part of a street dancing crew. She was part of a street dancing crew to show her parents that she was serious about being an idol. Girl. I love these origin stories of like how these people got started. But she was in, she auditioned for a reality show for K-pop called Superstar K. She made it to the preliminary round, but she didn't move further from that. Then she got into JYP, which was the label that created Miss A. She is the first Korean female celebrity to win a Rookie Singer Award, so like new, like Best New Artist Award, a Drama Rookie Award, a Film Rookie Award, and a Variety Show Rookie Award. So she won all four. First actress to sweep in all those categories. And then love a sweep. And then at the Paeksang Awards, she won Best New Actress. In that movie, she was in a movie called Architecture 101. So she's gotten a lot of like awards. She's acclaimed actress, She has a ton of commercials that she's been in. She has a lot of endorsers, right? So she's known as a CF queen. She's made more than 10 billion won in 2013 with 14 endorsement deals. She's known as like Human Dior because she wears so much Christian Dior stuff, and she's always promoting it. She donates a lot of money. She is constantly donating to charity, which is good. So she gave 50 million won in 2014. Do you remember the ferry sinking in Korea, the Sewol ferry sinking? It was a huge, huge tragedy.
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, so awful. Basically this ferry just like went down and like everyone, it was like this whole thing. So she donated like 50 million won there. She's part of the social welfare community chest. She's donated 10 million won to low-income families in her hometown of Gwangju. Like she's done a lot. It's a ton of stuff. She's really
very talented. She's out here being charitable.
Yeah,
Man,
she's
looks like
altruistic.
Harmony raised the right.
Harmony raised her right. Yeah, she has a very, very good, solid image. She was at one point, again, like I said, she was kind of like the leading K-pop star. Like all the men, like especially boys and men loved her. Like she was their
Mm.
number one ideal because she has like a sweet, innocent, like angelic face. Yeah. So she's a big freaking deal. So that's why I think a lot of people are super excited about this drama.
Then we have this random scene where Genie is like working at the Cabbage Patch. Okay, so this made me happy. Genie is working. He's no longer bum.
A bum. He's no longer a bum because he finds out he just sits down and the guy's like scoot, 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 scoot. And he finds out first of all, he is tearing them people cabbages up. The way he was just slinging. The other guy's like cutting it all careful and there's cabbages flying through the air and I was like, fire him. What do you mean? And so he's sitting there getting food like, this is great. And then he finds out that he's like getting paid. He was like, I get food and money. And all I gotta do is throw cabbages in the air. Girl, he is too excited because he comes back the next day and he's like, oh yeah, come, sit. Like he's like, we got a good thing going right now.
He's making friends. It's so cute. I love it. And then we kind of go into, this is a scene where we start learning about the other wishers, right? The people who have the wishes. So Sangtae, we knew he was a psychopath because we remember in the first scene that he had hit someone with his car or something and there was blood. He this time.
Blood and hair, yeah.
Yeah. He hits a deer and instead of feeling any remorse, he's annoyed that the deer is like alive and he's ready to kill the deer again. I was like, oh no.
And he was like, you should have just died. And I was like, I hate this. Now, this is much better than the boar. I guess the technology has gotten better. Yes. And so he finds the lamp. And he was like, and what's so interesting is that he tells him, like, what are you here for? Because, like, early in the morning, and Genie's like, oh, I'm sorry, I was in line to pick cabbages. That's why he's like, oh, you can fully see me. Crap. And Sangtae thinks he's joking, and he's like, I'm letting you live because you're a man.
This part, I was like, this is wild. So this entire time, he clearly, he's showing, like, he had, like, a crowbar in the back of his truck. Like, who carries a fucking crowbar in their car?
Well, he looks like he's a workman because he has, like, a work truck.
Yeah, but he's just, it's, like, murderous. Like, it's just, like, murder vibes everywhere.
The way he goes for it, because he's like, all right. I'm like, you're so excited to kill
this animal.
Something. And it's like, because he was like, well, you should have just, it's like, oh, you should have just died. And so Genie's just looking at him like, the hell? And so he is like, yeah, well, if you're really a genie, then make this come back to life. And he's like, well, he's not dead, so I could just make him better. And he's like, yeah,
and is this your wish? Is this your first wish? And he's like, yeah, do it.
Because he doesn't believe him. And then he grants the wish. It runs, the deer bones snap back into place. And then the deer hops up and runs away. And then he gets mad. And then the car comes at him and almost hits him. And then he's like, what? I'm your master. And Genie was like, yeah, it don't work that way. And then throws him up against the car.
Yeah.
Which I was like,
I was like,
I like this.
Genie. I was like, Genie, you know right from wrong. You know.
I like this because he's like, yeah, I don't play them games. I don't work for you like that. Basically, watch your mouth when you talk to me. Slam up against car. Boom. Oh, and next time you see me, I won't look like this. And then he leaves.
And then he's so furious. It's like psychopath. We have another psychopath. We always have to have a psychopath
where's
in the
lamp?
drama.
And he's like, the lamp will reappear to you when it needs to. And I kind of like that the lamp only appears to people. It's kind of messed up. The lamp only appears when they're most desperate because it helps with the corruption. But I also like that this dude does not have access to this lamp.
And then we move to the sleazy guy, right? The sleazy guy, the former Ka Young friend who's the father to the limping boy, right? Sade and Genie are at the amusement park, and Sade is like working. He has these odd jobs, character costume, and he's like telling him, "Oh, by the way, like this is how Sleazy and Ka Young know each other. They went to that prestigious university, and then they're part of the waltz club. And this is like making Genie really jealous. He's like, what? Like, they were in a waltz club? They were dancing?
Why is he
What do you
dancing
mean?
with her?
I know. And then you kind of see the scene where they're in their dance club, they're waltzing, and you can tell Sleazy likes Ka Young because Ka Young is just kind of, she's funny. Like, she's so matter of fact, so she's just like, meh, you know, and he thinks it's kind of funny.
And he's like, oh,
you
you're
know?
weird. And so he's trying to flirt with her, and she's like, yeah, I'm here because, you know, I'm here. And he's like, oh, well, do you want it? She's like, yeah. And she's like so dismissive, does not care. And he is falling in love. And so you see the record slow down, and then he's coming down the steps with his friends, and then he trips over
Magically trips.
Nothing. He trips over nothing, and then the Genie goes, oh, are you hurt? And then he starts pressing down
Like, breaking his leg.
on his bone. And I was like, great, now this man has a new memory of some of him falling down in front of his friends, and then his leg just slowly breaking.
I know, and I was like, oh, that's kind of mean, Genie. I mean, we know Sleazy's bad, but like, I don't know, I didn't like that. I was like, why is Genie? Anyways, yeah, Genie.
He's being jealous hearted.
Yeah.
Well, like it's it's like, you know, he's the devil, and it's so interesting because it's like if you hate Ka Young, why are you
like going into the past and like breaking a guy's leg?
Why are you tripping people after a dance class because he's talking to Ka Young?
It's so funny. And then we so then like Sleazy in current times, he's sitting there and he's like smoking like a lot of cigarettes, just like smoke coming up. He's going through photos. So basically he's been stalking Ka Young. He's been, you know, following her around, or he's like setting up, you know, he has these little spies watching her.
Yeah,
and
who are all of those dudes at that house?
Yeah, so this was weird. So the village leader comes, right, to say, to introduce himself. And they're all waiting there in the lawn. And there are just all these, like, men who all have, like, tattoos, right, in Arabic. Do you notice that? So they have these tattoos, and they kind of look thuggish. And they're kind of, you know, it's a little bit alarming. So the village leader's just like, why are these all brothers? Are you guys all related?
Like, man, you got a big old family. Okay, we got to bring. He was like, oh, well, we didn't bring enough forms for everybody.
Yeah, the village intake form.
Right, it's a village intake form. He's like, yeah, there's a page you can subscribe to. He said, you know, we'll bring you this, and like, so he's like, yeah, give me your number, and then he just goes, hey, you, give me your phone. Put your number in this dude's phone. And it's like, again, I can tell you, why would they need this much security?
I know.
2, how much money do they have to need a standing army?
Army.
If all of those, my question is like, when you see that many henchmen and goons, it's like, well, do they sleep at the house?
Do they sleep in the lawn?
Right. It's like, do they sleep at the house? Is there a hotel that they're all staying at? Like, are they working shifts? Because it's like, this is a lot of people to pay. And whenever I see, like, henchmen at this level, I'm like, it's like a rapper's entourage. And it's just like, how many of them? Are they just friends of friends?
The village leader sees the Genie, right? And that's in the window, and then he, like, disappears. So he's like, what was that?
He was like, damn, the hell was that? And so, because and then there's a next time it happens, and I was just like, wait, did this happen before? Because
it happened before.
You kind of keep seeing the Genie, and then he's not there. And I'm just like, who is this man dressed in, you know,
Jesus
Old
clothes.
Testament clothing?
He looks like Jesus.
Listen, it's giving Nazareth. It is giving Bethlehem. It is giving fall 2020 BC. Like, it's that's the collection, girl. That is definitely the collection.
Okay. So Bokyung,
This bitch.
their classmate has the wish, okay? So she's at the bank. The manager pulls her in, and he's like, hey, you're friends with Ka Young, right? And she's like, I went to school with her. We're not really friends. But he's like, listen, we have this new pension plan. We need to sign her up. You need to go out, do your duty, and you need to get this pension plan. And she's just like, I don't really know her. Like, I don't want to do this, you know? And then she's
like, I don't care. I don't care. Y'all went to school together. This is your job. you need to go get this pension plan. And she is so mad. And she was like, oh, how come people that make tea don't know how to wash the pot? And then that's when Genie comes up. And I'm thinking, do you really think somebody made tea in this pot? Ain't enough, that's not big enough for nobody cup of tea, right? Who's supposed to be making a tea in something that's small? And she is so excited.
Yes.
She believes it immediately because the dog knew, because the dog is a spiritual creature. But the psychopath dude didn't believe it. Mm-hmm. The grocery store worker, she was like, huh? This girl on the other hand is like,
she's like clapping. She's like, yes! I knew it. I knew this day would come. I knew this would happen to me. I'm ready.
I was like, because I think to myself, I was like, if I really met a genie, like, what would I wish for? Maybe that should be like well, because we do like the end of drama awards.
Yes.
We do you know how we do the end of drama awards, and then we do like the American cast. Maybe we should pick what our 3 wishes would be, and then we could also so Sarangees, they should submit to us what their 3 wishes would be. Mm-hmm. And so we could do like a 3 wish, we could do it for the Sarangees for the Substack. We could do like a 3 wishes episode, so y'all can write into us, and then we can say what your 3 wishes are going to be.
I like that. But, super cute.
But what was her first wish, Ani? What was her first wish?
Oh, listen, I knew that she had some animosity towards Ka Young, but this was just like weird and just so like, petty. But yeah, her first wish was she wants him to transfer all of Ka Young's money in her account to her.
And he was like, you want a bunch of money? And she was like, no. I want Ka Young's money. Don't give me a bunch of money. Give me her money. And he goes, oh, you want Ka Young's misfortune.
So okay. I have to say though, this was probably, she was a bit too, she wished it too quickly. She didn't really think it through, because she said specifically that she wants all of Ka Young's money in her account. Okay.
Which one, you work at this bank, right? So if you work at this bank, how would you not know that there is going to be a transaction history from your account to her account? What should have happened is she should have said, take Ka Young's money out and put it in cash at my house. Because if there's withdrawals coming out, you can't prove. You work at the bank. How did you not know? As soon as she said that, I'm like, she's getting caught immediately. You don't transfer funds. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You pull money out.
Mm-hmm. For me, though, it's more about how it's not a large amount of money, because I was looking at it. At first, I thought it was like $10 million. But if you take the 3 zeros, right, it's only like 10,000. It's an equivalent to like $99,000. That's all she got. I guess what I'm saying is, like, she should have said, I want all of her fortune. If she says, I want her entire fortune, then that would have changed it, because you know that Ka Young has stocks. She has a lot of money everywhere. You know what I mean? So she only got a small amount, which is good for Ka Young, I guess. But I was just like, that's an interesting way of putting, like, just framing the wish.
And Genie's like, okay, your wish is granted. And she starts screaming. She is so excited and happy. And I'm actually kind of happy I'm glad Genie has someone who is like more emotive, because everyone else has just been like either like trying to kill him or like mean to him, right, or sad.
Like the store lady was mean, Ka Young's mean, the other guy's crazy. Mm-hmm. And so she's just like so excited and happy to be being an awful person.
She's nuts. So then we jump, right? Because Genie is actually telling Ka Young this, right? And Ka Young is sitting there in her notebook, and she's using her magic quill to write down her wish. And she's like, what does she wish? And Genie tells her her wish. And Genie asks Ka Young if she still believes in good of people, right? Mm-hmm. Because obviously this friend or this person she knows is like, it's crazy. Could you imagine someone... If a genie comes, like let's say someone, acquaintance of ours, meets a genie, and then that's the wish to bring like misfortune to your life. Like that's insane to me. Anyways.
Honestly, it's for someone that has never liked you, because my question is, was she one of the girls in the bathroom?
Yeah, that's what I said last time, right? I really
Right.
thought, like, we'll see. I really think she's one of the former bullies. And then they kind of at one point, they do flash back to her when she was younger, but they don't go fully into it. So we'll find out, I guess, in the later episodes. Ka Young says, you know what? I'm disappointed, obviously, but I'm still hopeful. And then this part was very sweet and kind of random. Like, I thought it came out of nowhere.
It did.
It did, right? Like I was like, whoa. So she like walks over to him and she like gives him a hug. And she starts like patting him in the back. And she's like, oh, sweet little Satan, you're brave. And she's just patting. And this is what, you know, a lot of moms or grandmas do to their babies, like patting on the back. And then she says that she remembered the last time he said that he wanted her to treat him with care. And this is what she's doing now. And she's like, I won't be able to do it if I die. Because her whole point is, since these people are actually, the people who are making these wishes are corrupt, she feels like she may die. So this is her only chance. Like she wants to use the time she has a genie to make sure he feels like he's being cared for. Which, a lot to unpack. Like,
right.
She went from like, I'm a psychopath, I have zero emotions, to like, I clearly have feelings and I care because I want you to like, or she took him just literally. I don't know.
Oh, you're thinking it's just like, well, all right, you know, this is what happens. This is what you're supposed to do. You think it's just that, or it's just like, well, I can't say this part of this was very confusing for me.
It just felt super random. And obviously Genie's super moved because I was getting emotional. I was like, oh, and I got a little sad. And I was like, well, this is sweet. And I was getting excited, but I'm just like, but logically, when you're like watching this, you're just kind of like, what? Like it came out of nowhere. So it just felt like the writers, I don't know what this was. I feel like maybe Kim Moon-suk wanted to throw something in there. It just didn't make any sense logically, but okay, fine. But then you notice like Genie is moved by this because the lamp starts glowing, like the insides, all these like, I don't know, like scripture, like whatever, like these writings on the wall, like starts glowing up and he feels something. And then she then asks him, hey, why does that hourglass, like, why doesn't it flow? And he's like, oh, it's not a clock. It's actually an urn.
Which is crazy to just very matter-of-factly say to somebody. She's like, an urn. He's like, oh, yeah, it's you. And she's like, what? And she, like, pushes him away. And she is furious. And she goes over to the hourglass, and she touches it. And then a little kid hand comes and touches her hand. And then her clock, and then her watch starts to go nuts. And then all of a sudden, she's seeing, like, people dead in the desert.
Yes.
And it's a Koreo bitch, like, taunting. And then she sees that she was in the lamp. And she asks Genie, she's like, wait a minute. Was I ever in here with you? And he was like, no. He said, in none of your lives have you been in here.
And this flashback happens over and over again when she's like thinking. So basically it's the little girl, right? It's in the little girl, it's her death scene. They're in the desert somewhere. People there must have been a battle of some sort because people are dying. Yes. And then this Arab man is calling her a Koryo bitch, which I was like, oh, okay. That came out. I was like, oh damn, Koryo bitch. And then she sees, you remember the old Ka Young where she's smiling with like the weird, and she sees that. So that's why she thinks, oh, was I here? I realized this is the lamp. Like she was standing right here. Like she was smiling. And he's like, how was she smiling? She's like this. And he's like a psychopath? Like what? Like a weirdo? Like it was funny.
She doesn't know how to smile because it's
But I mean, I guess again, we kind of knew this, but clearly in their past lives, they were connected in some way. Like, I think it's definitely her in his lamp. Like, there was something that must have happened.
Yeah, that's her in the lamp. That's her in the
That's
lamp,
her in the lamp,
obviously.
yeah. So we'll see what happens in the future episodes, but this is a huge, huge hint though. They're dropping a lot of hints, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then randomly, this is kind of tied into like the history of like the past, because the sleazy guy brings his son to get his car fixed, and he's talking to Ka Young, and he like leaves the kid, and the kid is super creepy. Like he limps over.
A creepy child is always like, you
Oof.
haven't been on Earth long. So what happened?
And he's like telling her, he's like, so did you know he has a book, right? He has a book, and it's about the history. It's like Koryo history. And he's telling her, he's like, did you know that Koryo and, you know, the Arab world, Arabia, they had a trade. They had a trade route, but something
Isn't
must
this like
have
the Silk Road?
happened. Silk
Wasn't
Road.
Yeah.
Silk Road, maybe. The Silk Road, they had a trade route, but then in 1040, it stopped. So interesting that he tells the date, right? 1040. The trade route stops, and he's like, I wonder what happened. And she's like, stop talking to me, because I am not Google. I am a auto shop, right?
Yeah,
And
like,
then
why
he
are
says,
you talking to me?
Yeah.
And he's like, what? She's like, yeah, ask the internet. I can't.
Ask neighbor. But then he's like talking about, he's like, oh, did merchants, like, you know, if there was trade between the two countries, do you think Korean merchants went to the Arab lands? And she's like, I don't know, but I think this is hinting to everything, right? So there clearly was, and I'm assuming she is the merchant gal, or she's somehow related. There were merchants, and maybe her family, who like went from Korea or Koryo to, you know, the United Arab, whatever, like the UAE.
If that's
like,
her in a past life.
Ka Young sees Minji and her Halmoni. Sorry. So yeah, she sees Minji and her Halmoni bonding. So like before, right, a couple scenes prior, Miju, right, Halmoni runs into Minji before, and also this part, the fact that they have these similar names is driving me freaking crazy.
Yes, I thought it was just me. I'm like, this is what, again, this is another Chiwon, Chihawk situation. There's so many other names.
It's too much.
Why does she do this to people?
It's too much, because I'm already like, I'm getting confused talking about it, but they run into each other in front of the salon, right? And Minji's like super sweet to Halmoni, and Halmoni's like, I love you, you're so sweet. And then they run into each other again. So Halmoni's dressed up at the coffee shop. She's about to put her order in the kiosk.
And she's got her hair is straight. She's got a Chanel bag and heels on.
She looks good. And then she doesn't know how to do it, so she's like kind of figuring it out. But Minji comes and saves the day. So I wanted to say, it's a little weird, this like relationship. I was like, is this like a little like...
Yeah.
Or am I getting like lesbian vibe?
It looks like, well, I think grandma is just like, oh, the baby. I've known her forever.
Yeah.
And then, but Minji's like,
he's kind of hitting on her. I don't know what's happening.
Very much hitting on her. Very much hitting on her. Very much like, hey, girl, because remember she had to save her from the
the moped.
And that's usually how you see, you know, the male leads. That's how the breeders fall in love. And I'm just like, oh, wait, because she's like, oh, well, you usually have like a guy get these things for you. Like, you don't know how to use this kiosk because usually a guy gets it for you. Yeah. And she's like, ah, and she's like, you laugh a lot. So it's like, yeah, because when you're pretty, you just get to giggle.
Yeah. And then, you know, if you think about the way they're framing Minji when we first meet her, right? They thought she was a guy. Like, I don't know what they're trying to do right now, but this is it's just odd. It's fine if they're like trying to set them up together, fine. But like, it just feels a little forced. Do you know what I mean? It's like not like...
It's the relationship.
Like a gay-friendly story. It's like we're just going to shove this and see what this is. I don't know. It just, yeah. But then Ka Young is watching, and she's jealous. She feels like weird emotions. And again, we thought psychopaths don't have feelings, but she's feeling pangs of jealousy. And then Genie pops up, and the Genie's just like, hey, like, so you know the other day when you said that you were like, you gave me a hug, I'm wondering if there's rules around that. And she's like, shut the fuck up, leave me alone. It doesn't matter. I feel like trash right now, so stop it. Stop talking to me. She like marches off, and he's just like watching, and he's just like, oh, and he looks so hurt. And I'm like, what?
Because the only emotion she has is anger, apparently.
Jealousy.
So once again, Angel Neem, is bothering Genie. So Angel Neem tracks Genie down, and he's furious about his missing money and how he gave it to a dog, and then how he ruined his portrait, like the big painting in his office, and they end up fighting inside of a bottle of soju. And I was like, you thought a big fight was crazy. What about a tiny fight? And then it's like moving on the table.
So they're using a Chinro bottle. It's Chinro's back. It's the one I usually drink. So they're
right. We love Chinro.
And then there's an ajoshi smoking. They love smoking in this drama. He's like smoking, and there's like there's ash falling, and you can see the ash in the fight, which I thought was a very clever detail. But this was so fucking weird and random. Do you think this was like a soju product placement?
It is the wild. I know people give her shit about product placements. This is the wildest product placement I have ever seen. Because at one point, Genie freezes the bottle, and the angel's wings get stuck in the ice. And then you realize, you forget for a second that they're fighting inside of a bottle. But then there's like this ajushi also. So it's like the ajushi drinking ashes. Like, what is going on?
And this is the closing scene where Ka Young is at home and she's thinking about the dream, and she puts a scarf on. She's like, yes. I'm just gonna, I want to be in that moment. And she's replaying it over and over again, and she's trying to remember stuff. But then outside, these crows just flock. It's like they're cawing everywhere, right? They're fucking everywhere.
Just the murder of crows shows up, because that's what a group is called. It's called a murder.
A murder of crows?
Yeah, so there's like a flock of pigeons. And I think a group of cats is called a cloister. A group of dolphins is a pod. I think a group of flamingos is a flamboyance. So a murder of crows shows up.
A murder of crows shows up. And of course, Angel's leading the pack. It's Angel. And he is being a little sneaky, like just conniving. I don't like him. And he's like, hey.
He was like, you should make your third wish. You know the brother. You know why? You know why Genie wants to kill you? Do you remember your death? And then he's like, I'm going to show you her death. I'm going to show you your death. And I think he expects her to be like, and she kind of is like, okay. Yeah, sure. Show me. It's like she was getting choked out and dropped off a cliff, and she was laughing. What made you think that she was going to be shocked?
At the reasoning.
And appalled about getting shot. And then fade to black. Cliffhanger. And I was like, because this ended so abruptly. Like, usually you can tell when an episode of like a Korean drama is ending. This ended so abruptly. I had no idea that this was the actual ending. But so I have a question. Do you think that Ka Young's wish for Halmoni to be young again counts as a good wish or a bad wish? As in, like, do you think this is actually a good wish, or do you think it's actually selfish? Because Halmoni didn't ask to be young again.
I think it's a little bit selfish in the beginning, because it's like she wants to
keep grandma.
Because she knows that if grandma, well, I guess maybe not, because I think she made the wish when she saw grandma really, like, grandma was upset, being like, oh, if I die, what's going to happen to my Ka Young? You know what I mean? So I think maybe it was actually, it may have been good. I think it was just her trying to do the right thing for her grandmother, if that makes sense. So I don't think this was her being like, I want my grandma to live forever so she could live with me. And like, it wasn't even that. It was like she saw her grandmother crying. So for her, it's like, okay, I see my grandmother upset. I understand this emotion. What should I do to fix it? It was kind of a thing. So I don't think it was really like a selfish thing. Because I almost feel like she's kind of like, throughout the episode, I feel like she isn't regretting it, but it's like Halmoni's a handful. She's going crazy.
Halmoni's outside.
She's outside.
Okay. And I'll ask you this last thing, right? Because we talked about like what was going on between like, Miju and Minji, whatever, and because their names are too close, it's too confusing. Yeah. But do you think that Genie is actually falling in love with her? Or is this him just being more affectionate than to trap her and corrupt her?
I think we talked about this last time. We weren't sure last time, but I think this episode, I think he likes her. I think Genie, I think we're kind of seeing, I don't think Genie is bad at all. Like, I don't think he's bad. Like, he is not, like, I think he thinks, like, what's interesting is I think both of these characters think that they're bad and that they think that they're evil, you know?
Yeah.
Genie thinks like, oh, I'm Genie. Genies are Satan. I'm bad. I'm a Satan. I'm bad. I want the demise of humans. Ka Young is, I'm bad because I'm a psychopath and everyone told me that I'm bad, right? So they both think that they're bad. But if you look at their actions, they're not really bad. Like Genie almost like Genie isn't like, I mean, if anything, Angel's bad. Like Angel's the one who's conniving.
Only you know trying to slit people's throats. It's like he's still, also he is the angel of death. So it's like he's only just taking people's souls. He doesn't have to necessarily, because the only reason he's not in trouble is because he bowed before God and was born on a Wednesday. So, and he bowed before humans. He's a God's servant, but he's really out here just getting money. And then like, well, he's volunteering and bringing the sick and the dying food.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Genie, he has absolutely no grace, absolutely no remorse. And then with Ka Young, he's trying to manipulate her to get to Genie.
So yeah, so I don't think Genie is bad. I really don't. Like if you see him, he's actually kind of caring and he kind of pays attention. Like he is, I think again, the Ka Young hug was very abrupt and random, but I think that really moved him. You can kind of tell he was like clearly moved. I mean,
his entire 1,000 years.
His lamp was glowing. Yeah. And his lamp was glowing, you know? So I think he is falling for her. I don't think he's bad. I don't think she's bad. I think Angel is bad. And I think this story is becoming more about like what good and evil, like that's the big theme, right? What is good and what is evil? And what are our preconceived notions, I guess, of what these characters represent? And I'm assuming what Kim In-suk is doing is she's trying to flip it, right?
Right, which you see a lot of shows where it's just like, oh, you actually have sympathy for the bad guy. The bad guy is actually the good guy, and the good guy is not actually doing
yes
what you think he is. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode.
Yes.
We're back next Wednesday to chase.
And hopefully in person. I think in person.
We can definitely be in person. Listen, sometimes you get into your home, you need to get the vibe right before you can start working in there, right? But we're back next Wednesday to chase the 6th episode of Genie Make-A-Wish. And y'all, what do you think of the pod? Submit your questions, thoughts, prayers, rants, or whatever at chasingkdramas@gmail.com. And we love to hear from you directly. Be sure to follow us on our socials, like, subscribe, join Club Sarangees on our Substack. And also let us know what your 3 wishes would be. And they could be as altruistic, as helpful, or as selfish as you want them to be. You can follow us on all of the things: YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Instagram, and we'll see you on the next K-Drama Chase.
사랑해!
Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yice Cream. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.